The cargo bay of the Zethrak trading vessel reeked of ammonia and despair. Shirley watched through the observation window as the alien crew gathered around something small and writhing on the metal floor. Her translator chirped softly in her ear, converting their clicking language into cold, emotionless words. Defective. Waste of resources. Dispose of it. Shirley pressed closer to the reinforced glass. The it they were discussing was a child, or what passed for one among the Zethrak. No larger than a human toddler, the creature had 4 slender limbs and translucent blue skin that pulsed with bioluminescent patterns. But unlike the others of her species who moved with fluid grace, this one lay motionless, her lower limbs twisted at unnatural angles, paralyzed. The largest Zethrak, presumably the ship's captain, made a sharp gesture. 2 crew members grabbed the small alien by her upper limbs and dragged her toward the airlock. The child's eyes, 3 of them, arranged in a triangle on her face, blinked rapidly. No sound came from her, but her light patterns flickered in what Shirley's xenobiology training recognized as distress signals. "Eric," Shirley called over her shoulder, "get to the docking tube, now!" Her partner looked up from the navigation console, his dark eyes questioning. "What's happening?" "They're spacing someone." Shirley was already moving toward the exit. "A kid." Eric's chair scraped against the floor as he launched himself after her. They'd been trading with the Zethrak for 3 cycles now, long enough to know that the species operated on brutal efficiency. The weak, the sick, the defective, all were eliminated without ceremony. It was their way, their culture, and the Galactic Council had made it crystal clear. Humans were not to interfere with other species' internal affairs. But Shirley had never been good at following rules she disagreed with. They reached the docking tube just as the Zethrak crew activated the outer airlock. Through the porthole, Shirley could see the small alien drifting in the decompression chamber, her light patterns going chaotic with terror. The Zethrak captain stood at the controls, one claw hovering over the button that would open the exterior door and send the child tumbling into the void. "Wait!" Shirley's voice boomed through the communication system. The captain's head swiveled toward the camera, all 4 of his eyes narrowing. "Human traitor," he clicked, the translator rendering his tone as annoyed. "This is internal matter. Your presence violates Article 47 of the Trade Agreement," Shirley interrupted. "Any biological matter disposed of within visual range of a partner vessel becomes salvage. That child is in your airlock, which I can see from here. She's salvage." The captain's skin flashed angry red. "The defective unit is not salvage. It is waste." "Then you won't mind if I take her." Shirley kept her voice level, though her heart hammered against her ribs. Beside her, Eric was already cycling through legal codes on his datapad, ready to back her play. The Zethrak crew members exchanged glances, their light patterns communicating in ways the translator couldn't interpret. Finally, the captain's colors shifted to a resigned purple. "Take the broken thing," he clicked. "But no, this damages our trade relationship." "I'll live with that," Shirley said. 20 minutes later, the small alien lay on a medical cot in the human ship's med bay. Eric worked quickly, his hands gentle as he ran the scanner over her twisted limbs. The child had stopped panicking once they'd brought her aboard, but her 3 eyes tracked every movement with obvious fear. "Hey there," Shirley said softly, crouching beside the cot. She didn't know if the alien could understand human facial expressions, but she smiled anyway. "You're safe now. Nobody's going to hurt you." The child's light patterns flickered, a tentative yellow. Eric looked up from the scanner, his expression grim. "Spinal damage. Looks old, maybe from birth. Her own people probably never tried to treat it. Can we fix it? Maybe. Human medical tech is pretty advanced compared to most species." He pulled up a holographic display, rotating the image of the alien's spine. "It'll take time. And I'm not a xenosurgeon." but I can stabilize her. Get her comfortable at least. Shirley reached out slowly, telegraphing her movement. When the child didn't flinch away, she gently touched one of her small hands. The skin was cool and slightly damp, but unmistakably alive. The alien's fingers curled slightly around Shirley's thumb. "What do you think they'll do?" Eric asked quietly. "The council, I mean. When they find out we took her. Fine us, probably. Maybe revoke our trading license." Shirley shrugged. "I don't care. You say that now, but... Eric..." Shirley looked up at him, her jaw set. "Look at her. She's a child. They were going to throw her out like garbage just because she can't walk. What kind of civilization does that?" "Lots of them, actually." Eric's voice was soft. "We're the weird ones, remember? Most species out here don't do the whole every life is precious thing. Then maybe it's time someone showed them a different way." Shirley turned back to the alien child, whose light patterns had shifted to a soft, curious blue. "What should we call you, little one?" The child made a sound, a melodic trill that the translator couldn't parse. "Melody," Eric suggested, a slight smile tugging at his lips. "She sounds like a melody." Over the next few weeks, Melody proved to be far more than the broken thing her people had labeled her. Once Eric fashioned a basic mobility device, a hovering platform she could control with her upper limbs, she explored every inch of the ship with boundless curiosity. She learned to communicate through a combination of light patterns and the ship's computer, her intelligence sharp and questioning. Shirley watched as Eric showed Melody how the navigation systems worked, the child's 3 eyes wide with wonder as star charts rotated before her. The human man's patience was infinite, his explanations careful and clear. He'd attached soft padding to all the sharp corners in the ship, child-proofed the dangerous areas, and even programmed the food synthesizer to produce nutrition paste that met Melody's biological needs. "You're good with her," Shirley observed one evening, finding them in the common area. Melody was practicing her human alphabet on a datapad while Eric prepared dinner. "She's a good kid," Eric replied. "Smart, too. Probably smarter than both of us combined." "The council contacted me today," Shirley said. "They want us to return her to Zethrak space." Eric's hands stilled over the pot. And I told them no." Shirley moved to sit beside Melody, who looked up at her with those 3 trusting eyes. "I filed for guardianship. Human law supersedes council regulations when it comes to protecting children from abuse or neglect. They'll fight it. Let them." Shirley stroked Melody's head gently, feeling the girl lean into the touch. "She's not going back to people who saw her as trash. She's staying with us." Eric smiled, really smiled, for the first time since they'd found Melody. "We're going to need a bigger ship then. And maybe a lawyer." "Probably." Shirley looked down at Melody, who had abandoned her datapad to curl up against her side, light patterns pulsing in contentment. "But she's worth it." In the vast darkness of space, where countless species judged worth by efficiency and strength, one small, paralyzed alien had learned something her own people never taught her: that sometimes being human meant seeing value where others saw only waste, and picking up gently what others threw away, and that made all the difference.